Yo, 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 yo. What's good, my people? It's your boy Jason Gooner. And you know, we are back in the place to be, my people. Yes. So, you don't know it's EPL, week 32, review show. Sean, I did with laugh. What go on, Sean? Today I watch some JPL. Barbados score. Racing get a red card. So, not looking good for racing people. None at all. Who's going to be the donkey? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out tonight, Sean, who are the donkey of the week. We had some candidates this week. You know, it was not a good week for the people in the predictions. I'm going to tell you that from now. So yeah, but there was a donkey and it will be revealed. Bless up, Sean. Sean did. Big up to the people and we don't know we're on YouTube. So the rules of YouTube are simple. Like the video, share the content, subscribe to the channel. Red Skull or go on the Gooners them. Ooh, this week you see the title. Review show week 32. Weekly champ and donkey of the week. And of course, since it's a Champions League week, we're gonna do the second leg prediction, see who we think, or I think, going to go through to the next round. Yeah, man. So stick around. We have some bonus Champions League coverage tonight in the program. All right. Yeah, man. So first and foremost, hope everybody had a good weekend. Yes, I had a good weekend with the family. I spent some quality time with them. I could have streamed both nights, but instead, just they chill. Sometimes you have to just take your time. So took my time this weekend. Back in it now again this week. Definitely gonna do the second leg stream because Wednesday I will have some time. So second leg, Champions League, Arsenal, traveling to the Bernabeu. We'll be here on Gooner TV, live watch along. So tune in. Of course, that's what 3 o'clock. So 2 o'clock in Jamaica. So yeah, that is coming up on Wednesday. But tonight, we are dealing with the EPL week 32 game week. Talk about everything we're going. Some side get dust out. Some side never show up. Some side look like them are wait for them game for playing a midweek. But we're gonna talk about it. Madrid think about a comeback that will never happen this year. Red Skull. First, I agree with Ty from AFTV. Ty said, listen, Arsenal fans, we have to stay humble, keep our feet on the ground. Yo, Ty, I believe that. Stay humble, keep your feet on the ground. Madrid is a different place. No. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. Think a Barclays Center, you meant second street. Yeah, Barclays. Barclays go on good still, man. Sell out the Barclays 2 nights in a row. Yeah, it's good work. It's good work. Place look mad too. Vibe look up. Yeah, man. Anybody there know we are now? Yeah. So we're not gonna itch the show, people. We're not gonna itch the show. Let's move right into the fixtures for the week, people. So the first game, and of course, remember, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. This is Jason Gooner TV, where we discuss all football, and we definitely follow the EPL. We follow Jamaican football, CONCACAF tournaments, Champions League. We just love football, people. It's a football station. I know about all kind of sports still, but for whatever reason, for now, the YouTube channel is just going to focus on football. Yeah. All right. So Mad Vex Aston Villa sign Mobala. Which baller them sign? Don't tell me say them sign Cherokee. Bless up gigs, what go on? Jeez. Up. Yo, Travis Scott on the Barca jersey make it, bro. Our side never going with nothing. We should have beat Brentford. Sure. Yeah, bro. Um, enough people I say we are look on Champions League. I'ma get that, but brother, we should have do more. Yo, if Arteta loses, bro, trust me, I'm the loudest Arteta out. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if him lose this tie after being up 3-0 for real, people that were on the fence before in terms of Arteta or Arteta in or out, and probably jump over the out part. JPL, JLP, PNP, La Liga. Yeah, yeah, R. The whole of them. Yeah, man, it's a L that, bro. Man, I rate the Travis Scott on the jersey thing. Ah, manners. Mm-hmm. All right, people. I look on that, but another one I look on. I look on the first game of the week, the 5-2. So, yo, people, tell me something. When City go down 2-0 in that game, man, when really did I think? Because it looked like City was going to score goals in this game, you know. I don't know about you, but even though they were down 2-0, I was like, yo, this not look like the 2-0 where City are go down in the season so far. This look different. And City definitely were out to score some goals. I think you definitely saw you felt the absence of Gehi on the back line. I think that was a big problem for them. And it just made the entire back line break down. You know, that whole left side just never really step up. Um, but you know, in the beginning, they had a couple of counters, got 2 goals, and Richards was from a corner set piece, and Eze was more on a build up that really, you know, Man City just had a mad line. I don't know what Man City's line was doing there, but it was schoolboy like, and it was a tap in for Eze on the far post. Um, but then Manchester City just, you know, turned it up. Kevin De Bruyne turning back the clock um, with a performance that looked like the Kevin De Bruyne of every year, but this one basically. And yeah, it was vintage on his part. You know, I thought McAtee could have had more than the 1 goal he had, so it could have been even more goals. But yeah, 5-2 in the end. Manchester City pretty much dominant. Um, got to see Oscar Bob get a game that was good. Sabala that I actually rate from City. But yeah, as you can see, the expected goals extremely high. You know, 3.81. But Crystal Palace did well as well, 1.82. But what I wanted to point out in the stats, 12 big chance. Now, I am pretty sure that this season that's the most City had in one game. I don't know that to be a fact, you know, people, but I feel like it's up there. 12 big chances is difficult, you know, in one game, you know. Yeah, man. And Palace had 3 big chances. And I think that has been the difference this season. I think City in the past would really limit teams, you know, one big chance at the most and just dominance in terms of statistics. But as you can see, Crystal Palace was in the game somewhat, you know, a high expected goals as well. So, you know, I think that's been the difference with City this season. You know, they're definitely giving up more chances. But City, wasteful. 10 big chances missed on the day. That's mad. That's mad. It could have been a lot more goals. But City in the end win 5-2. You know, they got the boost of getting the news that the top 5 make it to the Champions League. So they will be feeling good about life hearing that news. That running will be a little bit easier for them, but they just have to keep getting 3 points, and they got 3 more against Crystal Palace in this one, 5-2. Big shout out as well, Nico O'Reilly getting his first Premier League goal. I know he scored in the cup, but getting his first Premier League goal, big up Nico O'Reilly. Don't know. Yeah, D. But yeah, 5-2 people. What I have to say about the 5-2? Thought it was a good game though. Yeah, Gay never play. We say you walk left it, then you check the score and saw 5. Yeah, bro. It was a madness. In the women's here, the teams that got goals leading the first leg got beaten in the second leg. Let's see if it will happen with on the man side. Yeah. Well, Arsenal, we had to go. We had to turn it back around at home. Same with Madrid now. They have to turn it around at home. But the difference was we lost 1-0. No, or was it 2-0? I think it was 2-0. So yeah, and we came back. But they have one more goal to get. Bro, I want to know why Pep trusts his academy players but not Arteta. Hmm. I mean, why would you say Arteta don't trust the academy players when Scalia play every game? Nico O'Reilly and McAtee, them a get game. Rico Lewis is an academy player, but him breakthrough already, so can't really count him for this season for that. Um, but yeah, man, you know, I wouldn't say him don't trust them all the way still. Can him a get game, and one of them is like a starter, you know. And when Saka was out, Ethan did a start on the right. So unless you want Ethan play over Saka, I don't know. 5-2 Manchester City kill them. Next game now, people, Brighton, another team that should have been like, wow, top five now, maybe we have a chance. Brother, the man them draw with Leicester. Leicester don't score in about 100 games, and somehow Brighton let in two goals. The first one, I'm telling you, Verbruggen, bro, Flecken take away a game for Netherlands. Coach, I hope you're watching this Premier League season because Flecken I play better than him. Man, let in the first goal. I mean, it was a hard shot, yes, but I don't know. The technique he used to try to save it was terrible for me. Second goal, he couldn't do nothing about that. Wicked cross, bad marking, easy finish. Pedro with two penalties in a game. Both had to go to review as well, but both I thought were penalties, so the right call was made. And Brighton fans were very upset after the game. I think, as a matter of fact, when the game was blown off, they were booing. And especially because at the end of the game, if a team was more likely to win, it looked like it was going to be Leicester, and that's just basically unacceptable. Knowing that you're a couple of wins on the bounce from being in a different position. Now they did create enough to score in the game, they just could not finish. Hermanson had a decent game, apart from giving away penalties. But yeah, he was decent shot stopping on the day. Um, but yeah, Leicester found some fight from somewhere. I mean, they really don't have much to play for because it's pretty much set in stone. With Wolves keep on winning their games last few weeks. It's really put the wedge between them and the relegation team. So it's looking bleak for all those teams in that relegation zone. The only one looking to show any kind of fight is Ipswich, and it's even for them, it's going to be a stretch. So yeah, I think Brighton just needed to finish on this day and they weren't able to do so. Seven big chances. They end up missing five of them. So yeah, they only converted the penalties and missed every other chance in the game. So that's just not good enough, especially knowing that this game could have, really gave you something to look forward to for the rest of the season, trying to chase those top five positions. But not being able to secure maximum points against a team like Leicester and the form they were on is really a letdown in front of your home fans at that. So, yeah, Brighton not doing what they should. And Lewis Dunk, earlier at times this season he's been out. And I thought they have played better without him, to be honest, with Van Hecke and whoever else is around if he's not around. And he came back in, made a mistake again. So I feel like Lewis Dunk maybe at this point he's just like the club captain. So when he's fit, he has to play. But I feel like if they really analyze what he's doing, they would realize that he's making a lot of mistakes most of the time. But it is what it is. Brighton definitely proving to be pretenders towards this part of the season, knowing the stakes that are there for them and what they could achieve, but they're not proving to be ready for that challenge. And this game was proof of that to me. Even though they created more chances, did more, you have to find a way to win this match if you're Brighton, and they didn't. So this one ended 2-all. at the Amex. Now we move to Nottingham Forest, another team that would have been boosted by the top five news, but they as well fell flat at home to Everton. And to be honest, even though it looks like a 1-0 away win, smash and grab, it really was far from that. Everton probably was the better team for the entire game, if we're being honest. And for once, Nottingham Forest just didn't have that energy. When you look at the players that started for them, there's no Ola Aina right now, so Moreno was playing. Usually, Aina would have been here. Nico Williams play left back because he's kind of two-footed, and that's a big difference I think in the back line right there off the bat. And then, sad to say, Murillo, one of my favorites, he made a huge mistake at the end of the game. And Dwight McNeil, who Everton have been without in their renaissance, pretty much, came back in and showed why he's important, playing a pinpoint pass. And the Corey, I thought, took the more difficult option, went to the near post when he could have just curled it to the far post, but it was a neat finish. And with his contract running out at the end of the season, I thought it was funny that he basically looked at the crowd and signed an imaginary contract. So basically telling the club, like, what are you guys doing? I deserve to stay here. So I would think David Moyes would want to keep him as well. Doesn't look like he's running out of legs or anything. And he's a decent player. Usually hits a good vein of form at some point in every season. Maybe not as consistent as, the upper echelon players in that position. But in a team like Everton that's going to need people to, work and do the hard running, I feel like he's a good kind of fit for a team like them. So we'll see if he signs an extension or anything, but he definitely made it clear that he thinks he deserves one, and he was able to get Everton all 3 points. So big blow to Nottingham Forest and their push for the top league in Europe for next season. Still in a good position though, still in that area where they can control their destiny. But this is one that they'll look back at if they don't make the Champions League at the end of the season and say, Jano, we had this team at home and we just didn't show up, on the day. Everybody was pretty much quiet, Gibbs White, Hudson Odoi tried, Chris Wood, you can tell he's been out for a little bit. I know this wasn't his first game back, but he still doesn't quite look, as sharp as he was before. And yeah, Nottingham Forest just had a bad one. Had a bad one. They haven't had many of these days in the Premier League this season. But I will say that Everton deserved the 3 points on the day, and they got them. So 1-0 to Everton. No, bro, look at Pep. He trusts the academy players. The man playing Nico at left back, he would kill Arteta. He tried to play an under player at left back and stop play Partey there. Brother, Miles Lewis Skelly play left back for we. Where him forward from? Jagarn, a good question. Need to do the Champion League bracket. Yeah, man, we're going to talk about Champion League. Brighton did a miss me to my team. Yeah. He was not there. That's a big miss. They're not scoring Obia and Leicester got lift. That may I say. Somehow, the man them draw for 2 goals one time. Every time this man put Partey at right back, we either lose or draw a match. Yeah. I don't know why him have to. I think Ben White getting injured in training mash me up. But Red Skull, you just saying just play some right back from the academy then. Yeah, me over still. And then Partey score as well. See the foolishness there? And when we get score upon Partey come off. Jaro Skull, we don't know. We don't know if we can cuss him for the Partey at right back. The man score a goal. Them never concede a goal when him a play. And when him forward off, we concede. So I don't know if we can blame the last one upon Partey, bro. If we just break down how the game actually go. Pre that Red Skull and tell me. Alright, so the next game, people. All them games were Saturday, of course. So the next game, Southampton and Aston Villa. Now this game definitely was one where when we were doing the predictions, me personally, I was like, I guess slightly overthinking what would happen due to the fact that Aston Villa have the big game coming up where they're at a deficit and they're going to play at home. They have to turn it around in Champions League, and which is actually going to be that's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, so that game should be tomorrow, no? Yeah, that game is tomorrow. Wow. Yeah. So anyway, just got excited. All right, so that game is tomorrow. So, I thought it was going to mean, all right, a lot of changes, this and that. Watkins will start. Um, anybody who didn't play so much time in the first game probably won't start. No, that wasn't really the case. Luka Dean was like the only player. I think Onana as well, because I'm pretty sure Kamara started in the Champions League game. Asensio played the entire 90 minutes. Ramsey, who did start in the Champions League game, he started again. Raja started again. And Rashford played up front, no Watkins, which was surprising to me. I didn't think that would be the case. But that's how he started out, Unai Emery. And he did make a change to Pau Torres as well, who was starting in Champions League. Tyrone Mings played this time. Kanza was the holdover from both. And of course, Emi Martinez. So didn't make as many changes as I was thinking. But it really wasn't until the second half when they got their goals. First half they dominated. Ramsdale, saving, keeping out everything. Some bad finishing as well. Second half now, two penalties were awarded. Bednarik with a mad challenge. Asensio ended up not scoring that penalty. Ramsdale saved it, but soon thereafter, the changes were made, and Rashford came off, Watkins was on, Marlon came on for Ramsey, and those two proved to be vital for the remainder of the game as Ali Watkins scored in the 73rd. Um, for me personally, as a striker, one of my favorite goals this season that I've seen. The ball from Tielemans, the timing, the run, and the way how he was able to finish that, you know, just so precisely. Really, the only way he could have finished that ball the way he did. So kudos to Watkins for that finish, big finish. Then Marlon, pile driver, far post, can't stop it. And then the third goal, after another penalty was given, Asensio saved again by Ramsdale, but then cruel to Ramsdale, McGinn got the rebound and it was 3-0 at that point. So a big 3-0 win away from home. Aston Villa again, another team that's like, boom, top five, we're back in it, we can get in the Champions League if we can win the Champions League, which they probably will be dreaming of as well right now. Even though going into the game tomorrow, which we're going to preview in a minute, they are at a deficit. But I will say Villa Park, that stadium will be rocking. PSG have the players to cause big damage, but again, stadiums have a way of working its magic as well. So we'll talk about it in a minute. But as far as for their Premier League performance, they were able to get through the game. Everybody got through. I don't think I heard anything about injuries or anything. He is expecting, as he said in the press conference, Bailey to be back for Tuesday. We'll see how true that actually turns out to be. But yeah, they have that big tie coming up. Got through safe, and they won their Premier League game 3-0. So all in all, a good weekend for Aston Villa. Now they'll see tomorrow if they can make it a good week for them. All right. Now the last game of Saturday was the Gooners, and the Gooners took on the Bees at the Emirates. As you can see, and as we talked about before, Partey scored a goal in the 61st minute. It was from a counter attack, a corner to Brentford, Raya, rolling it out to Rice, and Rice beat, I think it was Damsgaard, and they were off to the races 3v2. No one really picking up Partey on the right. He stayed on side and ended up finishing neatly over the keeper to make it 1-0. And then Brentford ended up scoring after a corner. Headed out at first, but then the second action, big mix up with Trossard and Martinelli. Basically, they let the runner run away from both of them. And that ended up causing the goal to score. And then some too weak of an attempt at the back post by Saliba gets put across, and Wissa with a typical striker's finish, just swiveling and scoring in the traffic to make it 1-1. And Arsenal, after that as well, we're down to 10 men for like injury time because Jorginho went down and we didn't have any subs left. He took off 5 players trying to conserve energy of everybody. But obviously, the talking point was always going to be the starting lineup. So we kind of predicted this. I said he would keep the back line in terms of the centre backs and the goalkeeper the same. Did not predict Partey at right back, none at all. So that was a madness as far as I'm concerned. It says right here injured when he came off, but it was not any injury of that I know of. I've been looking that up actually because I saw this and I was like, what injury? Like I was watching the game, I saw the game, I didn't hear no injury, didn't see him injured. But yeah, they have this injured symbol there, so it was making me worry for a second. But on my checks, I don't see anything. But let me know, maybe somebody in the comment section will say different. That's the reason we draw. There is no midfielder. Some of the pundits believe Nottingham Forest might fall out of the top five. Yeah, I don't think it's that far fetched to be honest. I mean, it's what 6 games left now, so they better shape up because they've been falling off a little bit of late. No, I blame the effing manager, just stubborn. If this guy lose Wednesday, I swear him better stay a Spain. But it's a Red Skull, you personally I go find him. You believe saying I find him still. But yeah, when you're looking at Arsenal midfield, as you said, we never have no midfield. So the one thing that was shocking to me, the man who basically win us the tie in the last game with the 2 free kicks, um, Declan Rice played and started and played a lot of minutes as well. He came off in the 75th minute, so play 3/4 of the match basically. Um, actually, no. How is my math not working at all? He played. He played 5/6 of the match, and that's a lot. Figured if he played, he would have played like maybe 30 minutes. Like, come on. But he started, played 75 minutes, played well as well. But that was very surprising. I guess when you look at it, you can't bench every single player. You know, um, they have to try to put out a team that you think will win the game, right? Zinchenko, I did predict him starting and Jorginho. I thought they actually both played decent. I don't think we played badly, really. At the start, the front three was kind of quiet. I didn't think one area was great. He did have a wicked cross that Tierney finished, and he ended up being offside. But one area was just kind of safe in this game for me. Didn't try enough things, you know. Martinelli, worked and worked and worked, but didn't have any quality. Didn't have any end product in the game at all. Trossard was decent, you know. His stats will look good because he got a lot of touches on the ball and he was involved, and he probably had a very high pass accuracy and those things, but not enough incision, not enough goal scoring actions. Then the subs came on, and it was almost as if these subs, I would say, apart from maybe Merino, they kind of looked like to play within themselves. Even Timber, he was a bit off the pace. You can kind of see that he's a type of player that kind of need to be in the game from the beginning, got to grow into the game. I don't. He never looked like he caught up to the pace of the game fully. Skelly was decent. Odegaard was trying. Thought Saka was quiet when he came on. Took a good shot towards the end. Was just wide. But look, I don't even know if I can really critique the team so much because I know deep down a lot of them thinking about Wednesday. They don't want to injure themselves. Them just want to get through the game. We tried to win, but you could see that really going for it just wasn't quite there. And even to be fair, Brentford, like, they had the man advantage at the end of the game and didn't really do anything with it. It's almost like they were okay with the draw as well. And I'm thinking, you guys have nothing to lose. You're not play. You can't reach to Europe. You can't get relegated. So maybe them just I think about them summer vacation already. I don't know, but I would have swear they would have done more. I think he'll be available. Saw some training pics of him finally. Nice. That's good. Did a nice interview with Yendi, but no JFF talk or controversy. So the vloggers didn't cover it. Yo, I saw the interview. Somebody asked me today actually what I personally thought of the interview. And I said, yo, I think Yendi should be hired as his personal interviewer. Like, I've never seen a Bailey interview and felt like I kind of knew him more, and like, definitely, Yendi has a way of getting a lot out of the interviewee, right? And that was clear, and he kind of, I think he spoke a lot more candidly. Yeah, yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. Trossard had a couple of good shots that were saved. Yeah, 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 yeah. As I say, he had some stats. He had some stats, and again, as I said, for me, Netherlands is my other national team that I like, and Verbruggen was always the starter. He started in the Euro and everything, and did decent, did well. But he's been off form for Brighton for me, and this dude for Brentford, Flecken, who is one of the backups or was a backup in the Euros. I think he's been a lot better. So I'm hoping that the coach is seeing that, his R rep. What do you mean his R rep? I don't know what I mean that's a rep with. But yeah, it was a good interview though. So people, if you haven't seen it, Leon Bailey and Yendi. Yeah man. The next time I do a reasoning time or any Jamaican content, I was actually going to talk about it. It's funny that you said this part about the vloggers don't cover it. Yeah, guys, no controversy. But yeah, it was a good interview still. Mhm. I mean, yeah, cause me know the story, I kind of know some of the things I'm talk about already. But I just feel like even with certain things, he got him to open up a bit more. You know what I mean? See the more human side of him, the less, yeah, superficial side. Where it's a PR rep, yeah, I don't know if she could want to do that job. I'm just saying, like, anytime he want to communicate to us or to fans, he should do a sit down with her, because their vibe went well in terms of letting the interview flow, and I feel like he answered the questions, like realer. You know what I mean? You saw something controversial in the video, in the interview. You might do a video. All right, bro. Do you think if you saw something, go for it, man? I thought it was decent though. Can't lie. All right, so Arsenal, Brentford. Might as well just talk about Arsenal and Madrid Wednesday, yeah, man. 'Cause that's where Arsenal mine was. All right, the next game now, Chelsea and Ipswich. Now, people, this game ended 2-2. Ipswich, as I said, relegation looking like it's staring them right in the face. And Chelsea, another one of those teams fighting for the top five now. And they're playing at home to Ipswich, and they end up down 2-0 in the first half, which is crazy. But I've been saying all season, this team, the defense is just not a defense that you fully trust. To be honest, I just don't trust them. I don't trust the goalkeeper. So if they don't score, 3, 4 goals, there's a chance they'll draw. And if they're not firing at all, they're probably going to lose. Now Ipswich was trying to pull off a unlikely double, because they did beat them 2-0 at Portman Road earlier in the season, and it was looking like a 2-0 might be on the cards again after they went up, but NC and Johnson getting the goals. Johnson actually had an assist and a goal. But then in the second half, they came out, and it was some good play down the right, opened them up, and Madueke cross eventually put in by Twanzebe. And then there was a Jaden Sancho sighting people. And when he showed up with a banger. It was a wicked shot from just inside the box, curl to the far corner, top bins, and that made it 2-2. And then it was quite a decent finish, because Delap had come on for Ipswich, and his ability to run with the ball was on full display. Getting his team up the pitch, causing havoc. Chelsea had their chances as well, some half chances. Good save as well by Palmer. I think it was a far post, like a back post header. Somehow he got down and was able to keep it out. But yeah, it was a good ending to the game. I think the 2-2 maybe flattered Ipswich a little, but to be honest, you have to give them their credit, because they really did make use of the mistakes that Chelsea made in the first half, and just Chelsea does not getting tight enough to players. They'll run back, but it's almost like they run back and they don't want nobody. They just run back and stand up. And Ipswich was able to pick them apart on a couple of occasions, and yeah, they were able to take the advantage. But in the end, the points were shared, and a piece of boo rained down in a Stamford Bridge when the match done. And of course, the coach had a lot to say. Basically, was kind of not feeling the response from the fans on the day. Which I mean, I don't think that the coach. I don't know how you feel about that. But as a coach personally, I would have never say, "Oh, how the fans do that," and it is what it is, bro. The fans are the fans. They're gonna boo. They're gonna cheer, and it's basically on you for make them do either one. You know what I mean? You can't vex when them boo. Ipswich never play good to me. Man, them did play Chelsea too much respect. Yeah, I mean, look, but they don't have the players though, Skull. They don't want them for win, but them did play too slow. Could have see it in their faces, players and coaches. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. Like a lot of the players that maybe would have helped them to play a little faster, like Omari, this brother from Ireland. West Burns is another speedy player with some technique. The man them Ben Johnson's a right back. Man play good on him, get him assist and him goal, but other than that in the game appear defend him a defend. MC saw a baller, big baller. Clark decent. Hurst been injured for most of the season or barely play. So I mean them just don't have no baller like that, bro. The youth and nobody in the midfield still. Kauste. It's the next Irish that I think. But yeah, Palmer, been a long time since him score, but him get an assist in this one. Basically passed the ball to Sancho for the shot. Neto was a threat all game, did a lot, but just couldn't get that end product to go his way. And lucky on a few occasions as well, good saves and some. Enzo played well, as he has been. But yeah, I mean Chelsea, not good enough. Not good enough, man. Not good enough. Don't know if they're really going to make it or not, but a lot of the teams in that area, that bunched up area right there in the table, none of them really want to, grab it by the scruff. All of them kind of waffling a little bit. So Chelsea joining the clan, dropped 2 points at home to Ipswich. And how much will they regret this down the road? We're not sure yet, but we'll find out pretty soon. The interview was good. People love negativity. The player was speaking negatively about JFFR teammates. Everybody would be talking about it. Yeah, BM, I mean, in a way, you have to share the blame this way, because yeah, you can look at it like the content creator, them love the negativity, but the next way you can pre it is them a look on some content creators just make the content because they want a certain amount of clicks. And if they make videos, and the ones who get clicks are the negativity, what do you think them going to do at the end of the day? So the consumers have to share the blame with the creators, the way me see it still. When them did win, he should have make change. Can really see that both coach are championship managers. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's true. Maresca, our championship boss though. City are gonna take it from them. Yeah, the top space them, yeah. What a great weekend, LOL. Yeah man, everybody running us here. Come on, City, chase us, get closer. Yeah, man, Chile have a good weekend for. It's like it's only a few the man have this year. Villa seem like they want it, but their schedule is about to get real tough. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think Villa is like a team where, I mean, you saw this week, like they can make changes and things and still have quality. So they're well equipped for the schedule to get tough. Compared to a lot of other teams, to be honest. But schedule being tough is a real thing because you might want a few games where some Southampton games here and there. No disrespect, but we have to be honest. Southampton barely win a game this year. All right, Liverpool and West Ham people. Liverpool, West Ham. This game right here. Um, it seemed like Liverpool they were kind of trying to just have a nice controlled win. It looked like it would have been one of those days for West Ham where Liverpool all over them and they scored in the 18th minute. But it never really materialized that way, and all the way up until the 86th minute, it was just 1-0. when Robertson had a own goal, him and Van Dijk kind of had a mix up. Van Dijk went to clear it and clear it off. Robinson facing his goal, ricochet right into the goal, and then in true championship fashion, they got a corner kick. McAllister put it in a perfect spot, and Van Dijk barely has to move, doesn't even barely have to jump, and just heads it powerfully into the goal to make it 2-1, celebrating in front of his fans. I believe it was the cup that he scored in front of. And yeah, that was basically another moment that they'll play when they're showing that who won the Premier League this season, So champions find a way to win the game, even when they're maybe not playing their best. Things not going their way all the way. But they were able to do it. West Ham I thought played good though for the game. They had more big chances. They were right there with the expected goals. The possession wasn't that far apart. Big chances on the day. As I said, they had four to Liverpool's two. So, they missed all four. And so that was really the difference in the game. So, West Ham, good performance. I thought Liverpool, played this match as if they had whatever amount of point lead, 11 point or however much it was, yeah, 11 points. You could tell they played this match like, all right, we're just going to do just enough to make sure we get the win. And, when they had to dig down and find something, they were able to score in the 89th right after the equalizer. So, yeah, champions do championship things and have to give it to them on this one. It was a 2-1 that didn't look like it was going to be that kind of score for a lot of the game. But, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, the man say a few month, and the man say, why about a year month? 90 minutes is a long time at the bird. Yo, son, Bill, no man. We soon reach Champions League segment. Stop rushing thing, no brother. Stop, make me start. Get more gray here, no bro. We soon reach this, son. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. I heard the such man, his previous manager, isn't in control anymore. Maybe that got a lot to do with it. I guess I haven't seen the interview still. Oh. Yeah, Gigs, you should watch it. You should watch it, Gigs. It's a good interview. Yo, Skull, that made me dead with laugh, bro. Yeah, that made me dead with laugh, Chili. The man just say, am I a month, And the man say, yo, why for your month? Bless up Nitro, what go on? Yeah, man, analysta, you don't know. Bro, why West Ham or London clubs always try to beat Arsenal but can't beat the other part teams or put up a fight? No, man, you can't say West Ham never put up a fight in another game, yeah, bro. That you're wicked if you say that. They did enough to get something out of it, man. Yeah, bro. Well, I'm gonna go watch along, So I'm gonna see if who I get cook. Bless up Father Bling. What go on, bro? There, Arsenal always a fair bring London. Yeah, London. I forgot win the next thing, man. 'Cause we can't win Premier League again. But Liverpool, 13 points clear again. So yeah, I don't tell you from weeks say the thing done. So no surprise there. But Liverpool got it done, people. I have to give them credit. Now here's another team where I don't even know what to say about this team, brother. They're really bad. Tottenham, I don't know one of the one. I know not have this game against what them name Eintracht Frankfurt on Thursday. It's 1-1, so it's poised. You have and it's I think it's in Germany though. I think it's in is it in Germany? Can't remember. But I know it's 1-1 and they somewhat switch it up. Tell started. Bissouma started, Bentancur was playing. I don't think Matasar started that game either. Madison played this one. No Udogi, no Pedro Porro. Romero was there, Ben Davis, Vicario. Romero made a big mistake for one of the goals. Um, and, Spence had an unlucky own goal, which I think really was Vicario fault. I don't know why he was swinging his arms like that at that ball. I know he scored a good volley And I think, well, the punch wasn't the best, but it was a good volley by Aitnori, and then he set up Strand Larson. So he had a good game. Um, Tottenham got goals from what's his name there? Mattis Tell scored one of them, and Richarlison scored the other one off the bench. But yeah, in the end it was 4-2. Mateus Cunha back from his suspension came on for Strand Larson. Um, and yeah, when he came on, basically their pressure turned up a bit. He was able to pick Bergval's pocket and drive through the defense and finish past the keeper to make it 4-2 after Richarlison had made it 3-2, and could have potentially caused some dangerous moments at the end. Soon as that was about to happen, Cunha pops up with a goal, his customary one in front of the home fans, and the fans are able to celebrate a big 4-2 win over Tottenham. Um, and at the rate they're going, who knows? Wolves might pass them in the table before it's over. Tottenham definitely just falling fast in the league. Um, Trying to see how many games in a row that is that them lose. Okay, so them lose three out of them last five. Them only have one win in five. But yeah, it's been a struggle for them. They're still going in Europa. We'll see what they do in the second leg, but I don't really have much faith in them in that second leg, to be honest. Ekitike and them guys probably going to cause some big problems to them in that second leg again. Um, I will run through a quick Europa and Conference League. Even though I'm not too know the Conference League bother them to that or the team them so much, can still just drop a prediction based on the first leg score them one thing. But yeah, Europa. I don't know, bro. We'll see in the quick prediction for that for the Europa League in a minute what we think about Spurs, but we know what we think about Spurs. You know the song. But yeah, they're struggling, bro. Wolves under this new manager, bro, they're better. I'm telling you. Vitor Pereira, him getting a tune out of the players. You can see like how even them celebrate goals and thing like them have a different type of vibes in the team. And yeah, it's showing on the pitch. They're working harder, they're creating more chances, they're scoring more goals. This game they did concede two, but they have been much better defensively of late as well. I think Agbadu was a good signing for them, slotting nicely in the back line. So yeah, I think Wolves somehow each season they at some point they might look like they might be the relegated team or in that bunch, but they always turn up towards the end of the season and get to safety, and yeah, it seems like they've pulled it off again this season. So Wolves 4, Tottenham 2, Tottenham 15th now. Crazy. Next game, people. Another side that at this point it's almost getting comical, right? So Manchester United traveled to St. James and they lost 4-1. Goals from Sandro Tonali, a brace from Harvey Barnes, and a goal from Bruno Guimaraes after some comical displays by the goalkeeper who was playing for the other goalkeeper who was making a bag of mistakes in the European competition they're playing, the Europa League. So Bayern there comes in for this game. He has a hole, as you can see, a 5.5. Mazraoui made a big mistake on one of the goals as well. Lindelof, Euro, neither one of them can really hold their heads up high. Um, I think SofaScore got it spot on, honestly. The three players that could even say, yes, we did something today. And Dalot to an extent too. Garnacho, Uarte, and Bruno. Everybody else, problems. Then Ruben Amorim, as you can see, he played a lot of the players that might play Thursday in their second leg tie against Leon, which is also 2-2 now, headed back to Old Trafford. Bruno started, Uarte, who might start, could maybe go back for Casemiro, who knows. Then Garnacho probably would start as well. And Xerxes currently is definitely favoured over Hoyland, but he went down injured in this game, was forced to come out in the 55th minute So, I don't know how it's gonna work for him for Thursday, but for their sake, I hope he's good. I think they're gonna need him. And yeah, it was just not good in the back line at all. Harry Maguire was there in weight. He's been injured, so maybe that's why they kept him back. Just want to go ahead and play him on Thursday. The league was doubtful, so he wasn't good to go, wasn't on the bench. Probably just held him back as well. So we'll see what kind of lineup they'll be able to field Thursday. But definitely, this was all Newcastle. I don't even think United did score that one goal through Garnacho, but it was pretty much all Newcastle all day. I mean, even in that second half, all those goals being scored, it didn't even feel like Newcastle was really trying to kill them or anything. It just was so easy. So just get through them and go around them and play cutbacks into the box, and it was too easy for Newcastle most of the game, and um, it just really shows as well, like, Eddie Howe's system is pretty much like nailed into these players at this point, all the players who play for them. And, it was so noticeable how when they were able to execute their system, how easy it was for them to do the things that they wanted to do, right? So it was very, very noticeable to me. And, I feel like Amarim, it shows even more when he tries to like change the team up and play other players, you know, how they're just not fine tuned enough yet. Now I will say this though, in like random spells when Manchester United like break with the ball, when they like actually don't make a mistake and play 2-3 pass, the movement and the spaces they take up look good enough. But it just happens way too it don't happen enough. It don't happen frequently enough, right? So that's the problem. And in when they mess up, typically it's in their own third or in the middle third where they're put under pressure. And I don't think that their defenders who they have on the squad now are good enough to play that back three line, which is what it basically is most of the time whenever they have the ball and possess, because the wing backs do get high or get inverted and they leave the back three kind of on an island. I think a part of the reason why Mazraoui has looked decent in it is because he might be better equipped to be running in all that space and defending. I feel like Euro might not be as good at that. So I feel like at times the personnel might not match up to how he wants to play. And that's pretty obvious. He came in mid-season, so he doesn't have all his players or any of his players really to that. Dorgu came in and while he hasn't been like excellent, at least you can see that he kind of fit that left side what he want the person to do that play there, um, in terms of the energy and all that. So it's going to take time with him. I don't know if Manu fans feel like he's the one to take the time with. I don't know if any are in the building. Some of them have been hiding of late. One especially, I don't see him tonight. I don't know him there. But yeah, he's hiding right now, which is understandable. 4-1, you don't really want to hear about no EPL tonight. But he said I'm not even trying to beat them. Come on, Red Skull, man. Stop it. The second leg with Villa and PSG will be good. PSG should go to. Yeah. That's gonna be mad tomorrow, man. I wish I was gonna be home at a live stream that as well. I did the first leg last week. But the big London clubs always disappoint versus Arsenal. Yeah, that's true. We own them both. Yeah, of late for sure. Spencer real joker. Spurs just always disappointing. Yeah, the own goal unlucky for him though, cause the keeper come out and just push the ball right in him, right basically into him. Spurs are so bad, they are worse than United. Yeah, United I lead them in the league, brother. Chile don't even know what City have done to make Spurs always smoke you guys. Things look away for the Tottenham coach. Yeah, Red Skull it said earlier if Arteta lose, I hate that. He must say Arteta out. Well, I can assure you, same thing Tottenham fans are saying. The man them lose the second leg yeah, against Frankfurt by morning, them will just want to see him sacked. If Wolves go down, does Dexter finally get a run in the team, or is his time over after a few poor loan spells? Yeah, I feel like he would have had to have done something. I think last year's loans weren't poor because at least he was playing all the time. But this year, the Swiss decision in the beginning that didn't really work out, and then his time right now at where is he at now? Is it Barnsley? Yeah, he hasn't really been playing for them either. So it's been a bit tough. It's been a bit tough this season. I don't know though. I don't know because Vitor Pereira came in. Who Vitor Pereira? I don't think would have ever seen him. So he's another player that they would want to make it work because I don't didn't he come up in the Wolves academy? So that's straight profit. They would want to see what him have. So maybe under this coach him can do a summer and see him, see if him like him at all. Yeah, Barnes, that's what I thought. Pray for all the new sign for them next season that pressure gonna be high. Yeah, that's true. When them lose versus Frankfurt, that is for real. Expression they in the street, the man see more loss than winning the Spurs career. Yeah, the man same there, way Saudi Arabia or something like that. The man do a reaction to it and say, "Yo, I'm not even gonna do nothing but f these pussy holes." Excuse my language. It's unfortunate for Dexter. In the 2022-24 season, the form he was in, he could have played in any top five league. Now his stock fell. Yeah, 20. You mean the 20? What would have been 23, 24? No, 22, 23. When he was still there and he would play the like cup games and stuff. Yeah, and break in with Jamaica. Yep. Oh, those were good times. But 4-1 people, 4-1 and Isaac not even score a goal. Harvey Barnes, what a pickup in FPL. And they have one more game to play in the week as well. Newcastle will play Crystal Palace Wednesday, which counting at the FPL this week. So Harvey, follow that up now with a hat trick. Man, Anthony Gordon is back and can't get the game because Harvey Barnes is on good form, Murphy on good form. So coach say, yo, you get a red and you lose your spot, bro. And he was injured as well. So let's see when him get to 100% how it will go. Because I don't think Harvey Barnes deserves to get dropped. Neither Murphy. So let's see what the coach up to. Tyndall was on the sideline. Eddie was in hospital. Hope he's well soon. Don't know what was going on. I never really said anything. I never really researched it, but hope he's like better. Don't want to see anybody in hospital and those things. That's not the best at all. So big ups to Eddie. Hope him recover. But yeah, Newcastle took it to them. Man United fans ball again. But the prize is Thursday for them. Like a lot of these teams in the EPL, basically everybody not named Liverpool at this point. The prize right now is these European games. So, the likes of Tottenham, Manchester United, Arsenal, you could all think that the results had something to do with, what they have to look forward to in the week. Now we move on to Bournemouth and Fulham. That was the last game of the week. And this one was actually today. I got a chance to watch most of this game. Thought it might have been a goal fest after Semenyo scored in the first minute, but that turned out to be the only goal of the match. And it was kind of a midfield battle for most of the game, to be honest. A lot of back and forth, but not enough, final ball quality to really make the biggest chances. In the end, it was only two big chances to one, which seems a bit right. Both teams had a decent expected goals though, so I shouldn't say it was a midfield battle. It was more of a back and forth battle, and teams just didn't have that really great finish or really great final pass to open up teams. But it was a lot of back and forth. I thought Fulham ended the game the stronger team, looked more likely to get an equalizer than Bournemouth to score the second. But yeah, they couldn't get it in the end. I thought Kepa was immense today. Has had some bad performances of late in their losses, but I thought today he was really good. Semenyo and Otara I thought played well. Evan Nielsen, I thought, had probably the easiest chance of the game, but missed from like right at the 6 yard box. It was a bouncing ball that was headed back to him, but he would think he was even laughing about it, knowing that yeah, I should have finished that. But yeah, I think the subs that the coach made for Fulham. This triple sub right here, Kearney, Jimenez, Traore really changed the impetus for Fulham. And then by the time Smith Rowe and Willian came on, it even added a bit more as well. So I would say, like on the day, the subs that Bournemouth made just didn't affect the game quite as much as the Fulham subs. And that's why I think Fulham ended the game the stronger. But yeah, in the end, it doesn't matter who ended the game stronger. All that matters really is the 3 points. And Bournemouth really, really needed that 3 points. And you could almost tell too that Iraola, just based on how they've been playing of late, he really shut it down in that second half. Very rarely him take off Semenyo. He came off in this one. Scott was having a good game, probably ran himself into the ground, so had to come off. He made the substitution in the centre back line at halftime, just didn't like what Senesi was up to in the first half. So he got him out of there. But yeah, I think Bournemouth just needed a 3 points. The result. I mean, the performance probably didn't really matter much to the coach today. Ooh, nothing for racing. So yeah, 1-0 to Bournemouth, needed a 3 points just to have some outside hope of working their way back into those European places. They were up there about a month ago. Went through this really bad patch of form, losing a few, only be able to get draws in a couple more. But this win, could be the start of another run for them, as they have gone on a few this season. I think for them, the biggest issue right now, Clivert still out. Tavernier was out. He did come off the bench in this one, so that's a good sign. But Clivert's still not even fit enough to get onto the bench for this one. So they really need to get him back, I think, if they want to end the season at their strongest point. I think Clivert is going to need to get back and maybe get a few games to get back going. But then the last 3, 4, 5 games, if he's back, I think that will help a lot. So yeah, Bournemouth though do get the win. Fulham, constant up and down. You never know. They beat big teams, draw with big teams. Teams around them, teams below them. You never know. So they lose this 1-0. I don't think the performance was bad by them though. I think they probably deserved something out of the game. But sometimes it doesn't really matter what you deserve. You just get what you get. And they got what they got. And that was 0 points. For a 1-0 victory to Bournemouth. Semenyo, FPL draft, league. Semenyo getting the points. All right. So that is it for the matches for the week, people. So let's take a look at the Premier League table now as it stands. We've been looking at it slightly, but let's just overall look on it. And after that, now we will move right into the prediction results for the week, people. The big reveal of the champion and the donkey of the week. So make sure you stay tuned to see if your brethren are going to get called donkey of the week this week, or your sister for that matter. All right, so let's just sing the song for Southampton right now. They're going down, people. 10 points, definitely going to the championship next year. Leicester on their way as well, 18 points. See you later. Ipswich got a draw against Chelsea, fighting, putting up some kind of fight. Not enough. They're 14 points from safety currently. Basically 15, because they would need to pass them and not be the same. Goal difference looks a bit too far to be caught there. But yeah, they have 6 games left. They're down by 14. They need to win 6 on the bounce. Ipswich don't have that in them, I don't think. You see who they play next Sunday. Now, the only good thing about that is they'll be coming off that Real Madrid game. So Ipswich might be up for it more than us, which more than likely will be the case. But let's see. But yeah, they have Arsenal next. Not looking that good for that. West Ham, as I said, 35 points. Wolves now up to 35 points. Look at that. That's crazy. Who would have thought 2 months ago that they would be in 16th place? They were at 1 point behind Leicester and Ipswich, and they're now up to 35 points. 10 wins now on the season. Goal difference getting better as well, but they're up to 35 on goal difference above West Ham. Then we have Tottenham in 15th position, people. That's crazy. 15th position. Man U and Everton both on 38 in 14th and 13th. Man U with a -7 goal difference. Everton with -4. That's why they're a point above them. But look, as you see, if Wolves and West Ham can get a win and they lose a game, they'll be tied with them. So that's crazy right there. Crystal Palace on 43 points. They do have one more game this game week. As you can see, they're on 31 games. So at the end of this Wednesday, everybody would have played the 32 games that most others, well, all of the others would have played. But they're on 43 points, have a chance to go to 46, but it's a tough matchup for them away to Newcastle. Then we have Brentford, 43 points. They are in 11th position, better goal difference than Crystal Palace. Then a slight jump now up to 48 points, and we have three teams on 48, and goal difference separates them. In 10th, Brighton. In ninth, Fulham. And in 8th, we have Bournemouth, courtesy of that last victory over Fulham. So they not only beat Fulham, but passed them in the table as well. Now, they have an outside shot, really outside shot. These are the teams I think that are really fighting for these top five now positions. So we have Aston Villa in seventh on 54 points, tied on points with Chelsea, but Chelsea with a far superior goal difference to them. Um, Man City then in with 55 points in fifth, so that's currently the final Champions League spot. Then we have Newcastle in fourth now on 56 points. As I said, they have a game in hand which will be played on Wednesday against Crystal Palace. So we'll see what they do there. They potentially could move to third with a victory or even a draw based on goal difference over Nottingham Forest, who have 57 points. Then we have Arsenal on 63 points and Liverpool, the champions elect, on 76 points. So that is the Premier League table, people. Pretty much done and dusted at the top, but the top five race is going to be intriguing till the end. And that's pretty much about the only race left because I think the relegation race is also a dead one. So let's see, I guess if we just need to find mini games to look at, who will finish higher, Tottenham or Man U, that can be something that people can talk about, right? So we'll see which one of those two teams can finish higher in the table at the end of it. But yeah, people, it's time. All you people that picked this week might have been not wanting to hear this moment based on what you think you did in the picks, but it's time, people. It's time. We're going to reveal how the picks went for the week. So let's get this off the screen. All right, let's get what we need over here. So let's see. All right, so I have that on there, people. So now let's take a look at the standings for the week for the championship standings, and it was the Jason Gooner prediction show. So how it works, people, every preview show we go through the games while we're done analyzing, talking about the injuries, the form, everything. We all drop our predictions. I drop one as well. I jot them down, keep a track of everything, show you the standings and results, and this is the results of the picks this week. All right, so these are the top of the standings for the week, people. Look and see if you see yourselves. But this is how it looks, people. So in first position, we had Moss Sports World with a 6-4 record. He predicted one game perfectly, and that was the Liverpool over West Ham game 2-1. I also had that one 2-1 as well for Liverpool. But Moss took it home, and it was a tiebreaker. Pristine was so close. Ever clean, Pristine could not take it home though because the 6-4 did not include any games predicted perfectly. So they got second place. Sorry about that. You were so close. Then in third we had Biggs G with a 5-5. Jason Guna was next with a 4-6, and I did have the Liverpool game. This week it wasn't many people picked actual scores correct. It was literally just myself and Moss for the entire week that picked the actual score of a game. That's crazy. That's never happened before, to be honest. Um, but Hot Chili and Red Skull always beefing, but somehow got the same exact amount of things right this week, 4-6. Float Management and Christopher Wright, big up on themselves, 3-7. You on a lot of weeks that would have been Donkey of the Week, but not this one. Someone was so excellent at being wrong, predicting these games that 3-7 didn't even come close to winning. So let's reveal the Donkey of the Week, people, and it goes out to someone who on my last check has won this more than anyone else this season so far. But big him up same way, always supporting the channel. One and only Duclan, 1-9 people. So we'll send him out to grace. Donkey of the week, none other than Duclan, Big Duke, out there just picking horribly. One game correct out of 10. That's hard to do, people. And the game he got right was Aston Villa 2-1. Probably one of the most obvious picks of the week, which I actually got wrong, so I shouldn't talk. But yeah, 1 out of 10, not good, not good, Duke. So yeah, people, I don't know him. Don't turn up tonight, and it's like him know. This guy knew that his picks were so bad that he can't turn up tonight because he's the donkey. And yeah, he'll get the news. I will screenshot it, I'll clip it and send it to him. Somebody clip it and send him, man. Where's a poor Bayern there? 36 seconds, yeah, madness. Which Man U goalkeeper mistake was worse if you saw both? I only saw the one in the league at this moment. Um, I mean, the mistake to end the game, like the parry, I don't even know if that was such a huge mistake. Like, the man them just need to help him. Like, nobody never did it for stop the man from poke it after him save it. I don't know. The Bayern one was kind of bad too, because, like, I don't know how him end up kick the ball where him kick it, because he wasn't really under like serious pressure. And he even did something similar like at another point in the game and get away with it. And then him I don't know, man just panic after that now and just kick with the ball. Red Skull are dead with laugh. Shana dead with laugh. Ipswich done. True. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, this season you can walk with the title alone. Peter Lee Vassell is back in the Prem. Man get a 30 minutes for doing thing. No one will remember Liverpool title just like in 2021. To rub salt in Man U cut Arsenal just need to win CL. Ooh, R. That would be great. No matter the standings, reverse psychology worked. It did. Yeah, you definitely. What did it say? But those scolded a cuss you. Man say, oh, if you pick against your side, youth. Man say, I'm not business about that. Nah, man, chilling a reach donkey zone, man. Duckland. Bless up flow to our God. He never win, but he did better than a lot of people. Well, yeah, you barely do better than a lot of people. You do better than one person. Sorry. But you weren't donkey of the week, though, float. You get to it. Being donkey and losing 4-1, rough weekend. May I tell you? Man, get the double dose. Yeah, man, donkey know what go on, man. Donkey, hear what donkey I gonna say. Cause if I watch me, know him I watch Mobile play, cause film side. So that's him I gonna say. I'm gonna say, yo, you show too early tonight, man. But then I watch Mobile. If you choose City win, you should choose a loss. Being donkey and losing 4-1. Yeah, very rough. Yeah, man, he might go blame it pan Mobile. I bet you any money. Cause I'm excited, Peter Lee Vassell. Onana won worse. Onana was the worst. We say in first game, if you give him a chance. Send me play against Arsenal, brother, and beat we. That's why the people are united are giving bare stripes and the same for play. Yeah, man, it worked, bro. It worked. The man literally tell we say he want do the pick for reverse psychology and decide win. And him never even have to be donkey of the week. Somebody else was way better at being bad. Unfortunately, donkey of the week doesn't discriminate. That's why I just don't participate in the predictions. BM, you have to know how to give banter and to receive banter. You cannot do something because you're afraid you don't, you're afraid you are the one where I get to be the one everybody I laugh after. Oh my gosh, racing have one less person. And every time you look up racing day, I'm on them box. How is this possible? Anybody else watching this game? Racing versus Moby. Moby up one love, penalty, but and a red card. But I mean, racing I carved them up same way with one less player. I just don't see how it's possible to be so frequent like this. Good header, boy. Mm. Offside. Yeah, so, one sec. Champions League. Alright, I'll say a word. We could pre the Champions League now. It's the bonus part of the show, people. Would have done the show now, but through his Champions League night, because you realize football is great, man. Get a one match today, some La Liga, some other match and thing, some JPL, no, Sportsmax finally start show game, thank you. But the Champions League is back tomorrow, people. Don't even have to wait too long. So yeah, these are the second legs this week, people. So two games tomorrow. We have the Dortmund Barcelona game. Don't really think that this one is. I mean, well, let me see what the people am feeling in the comment section. 'Cause I have some thoughts about this second leg right here. They will be at the yellow wall. It's 4-0. So look, this is basically Arsenal what Arsenal did to Madrid, but with one more goal. And you'd have to say Barcelona is the favorite and not the other way around. So it's a very different situation. Now, Barcelona is a team that will potentially give you chances. These are the possible lineups. Obviously these are just predicted. No, nothing set in stone. Um, but I just feel like when you look back at this first game, there were chances for Dortmund at the end of the first half. I thought Girassi, as you can see, he got a 6.1, and that was mainly because he missed some big chances. Adeyemi as well missed some big chances. So they did create some chances in the game, right? We can't go around that fact. They had three big chances in the game. So Barcelona is a team that will give you chances. You will create against them. You have to be clinical. You have to put them away. But the problem is Barcelona is probably going to create double what you create, and they are clinical. So 4-0 on the day, they create five big chances, them score four goals. Dortmund create three, score none. And that is a recipe for disaster. I think Dortmund probably score a few of those chances in this game in Germany, but I feel like Barcelona is going to counter them, going to score on them, going to create chances on them, and they're going to probably win the game or draw at least. So I'm obviously have Barca going through after this game. I'll say scoreline 3-2 Barca. 3-2 Barca. Dortmund put up a little fight, but 3-2 Barca. That game is in Germany. This game, the second leg is in Germany. The first leg was in Spain. Yeah, the first leg was in Spain. And again, this is what they deem to be the possible lineups for the game. So a lot of the same people, Brandt, Girassi, Adeyemi, Pascal Gross, Emre Can, all these players. Danny Olmo was around before. Don't know if he'll be available. Fermin Lopez started at the weekend. Or I think actually he started last week. Sorry. So yeah, we'll see what he does there. But yeah, once that front three plays, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Yamal, sorry, it's pretty much a problem. And then it's almost a cheat code to have Frankie De Jong and Pedri in the same midfield. Both just you can't speed them up. Ball retention, gods can break lines as well. Both of them can drive with the ball as well. So it's tough. It's a tough proposition. But as I said, against the cream of the crop, best opposition that they're going to face when they're moving through this competition, I think what's going to keep teams in games against them is I don't see them really stopping teams enough from creating. They have decent individual defenders, but I think as a unit sometimes they're a bit they can get a bit disjointed, pulled out of shape. And we've seen teams create on them, even in the first, like as I said, 4-love was the game. But if you watch that game, Dortmund could have really gotten a few goals at the end of that first half and made that a little bit different of a game. But in the end, that does sound like a bunch of chatting because 4-0 Barca, and I think they get through tomorrow with another win. So 3-2 in the second leg. domination in the end. At 7 goals over 2 legs, that will definitely get it done. The other game tomorrow, people, is a huge one. Huge, huge one. I think this one is a lot more in the balance, even though I think that the French are the favorites going into it. But let's just take a look at, let's just refresh our memory from the first leg. So in that first leg, it really was the front three of PSG show. I thought Due starting over Barcola was a big surprise. But, I have been tracking that player Due from the Olympics because I did watch the Olympic football competition pretty intently. I was actually streaming, doing live streams and just watching games and stuff. And I thought Due was one of the more promising players I saw in that French team. In fact, I remember wondering why Henry like only was using him off the bench. Like I thought he was showing enough in his bench performances to start. But Henry just had a different game model to go by. Basically, he pretty much looked like he wanted him to be an impact player off the subs bench. Him and Shirky in a way. So when I saw that, and I'm saying, damn, this guy is really skillful. He has some power in his shot as well. Good accuracy when he shoots. Just a quick, nippy winger, but really technical too. Just another player that you can tell just gone through the French system and developed well. And then Varadana coming there was just unfair. Not unfair, but I think, that they always find a way to get like a really marquee player, whether it's in January or the summer. And that was their marquee player this season. And boy, did he turn up in this first leg. That goal that he scored when Matikash came off for getting a yellow in the first half, um, for trying to mark him as well. And then Disasi comes on and he just basically twists him up till him fall down. And then he put it in with his weaker left foot, bang it past arguably the best keeper in the world, near post. I mean, that was just a mad goal. So, when that goal from Rogers went in, it was almost like you were thinking, boy, Aston Villa are really going to do this, because a lot of games this season, maybe people wrote them off and they just turn up and win the damn game. And when they went up 1-0, yes, it was against the runner play, but it just made you think, well, if they can score that easily from a counter, they're going to get more counter opportunities. But the thing was, PSG was so dominant in the rest of that game. I don't really remember so many like big counters after like the first part of that game. As a matter of fact, okay, they did have one in the second half. So what chance was a big chance in the second half? See, I can't remember. No, it's the wrong team. This set piece. Chano, look where the man bought the ball there. Yeah, that's why I never remember it. It wasn't no runner play thing. But yeah, what you guys think about this Villa one? I think Barcelona good. But you guys think PSG going to take it, right? Or maybe not. Maybe you guys think Villa going to take it. What you guys think? I mean, Villa have the firepower, man. This is what them expect. I don't know. I wonder if Ali Watkins' goal in that game will convince the coach. That's a big call. I think Dina will return after being rested. I think Cash plays. I think he brings back in Pau Torres as well. For Mings, Tielemans have to play. This is saying Rashford, Watkins, Rogers, McGinn. It's going to be interesting because I do feel like the fact that he played Asensio the 90 almost give away him probably not going to start him. But I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what he goes with, because he's been playing Rashford up front. And a part of me wonders if he doesn't really love the tracking back version of Rashford on that left side. So would rather just put him up front and don't give him the responsibility. I wonder if that's why he's been playing him up front of late. Because that's one thing Ramsey give you on that left. That's one thing McGinn give you when he play left side. So yeah, that's something maybe to watch for. But then again, you might see Watkins up front and Rashford left side. But I feel like Villa Park going to have to like really turn up, which I think they will. But I just feel like a little too much firepower on this other team, man. Between Dembele, Doué, Kelly had the three center midfielders. I mean, mainly Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz in terms of unlocking. João Neves can unlock too, but he's more of just covering the ground, making runs, just an all action player. And then Hakimi and Mendes locking down the wing back. So, I mean, look, they have a very, very solid outfit right now. Pacho, a beast in defense. Donnarumma looks like he's regaining, his top form when he was at Milan and playing for Italy and everything. So yeah, they look decent. But Aston Villa, as I said, they are a wild card because they're at home fans. If they can get maybe a goal early just to kind of, really make the place go crazy, then it could change the whole atmosphere. And, to be fair, PSG don't have the greatest track record in these games, finishing off these opponents and these situations. So, Luis Enrique, though, I think he's the type of manager that maybe could, try to break that little voodoo thing that PSG have, can't get through certain game and through certain ties and certain situations. He might be a good manager to try to get over that hump. But Unai Emery bread and butter is Europe. It's fair to say he's never done it in the Champions League, but at the same time, in a European two-leg competition, that it is what it is. You can coach well in those situations or you can't. And you must say that Emery definitely knows how to get through these situations. But it's going to be tough, and I think this will kind of show, the difference between, what he won a bunch of times, which was the Europa League. This is a different kettle of fish now. This is well, wow. It's a good thing the donkey of the week is not here because he would have killed me for that. He would have killed me for that. 4-0 Madrid say float. When I reach there yet and he start bad mind already. Tapping nice. Donkey don't have any chest. Go eat grass. Ooh, man. Oh, yeah, I talk to float. You think Madrid will turn it around? We so reach this one. Who get Ballon d'Or? I don't know yet. Or who you ask me who gonna get it? Ooh, it's tough, What is my opinion of Thierry Henry punditry in general? Um, I like when Henry talks about like when him really get in detail with like coverage and him show a run or him show how a defender shape was bad or I think overall when him just like give or take, it might not always be the best. But whenever him get a chance to just like slow down the movement and the talking of all the stuff going on and stand up with a teleprompter or a video footage and talk about it, then I really rate it. The man really think about the game like some different way. But sometimes him take them a little bit crazy, like in the moment, like when them just cut to him and say, "Hey, say something." Sometimes him say some things I'm gonna really know him depend. But like whenever him get a chance for break down a play or a goal or a run with somebody make or break down the tactics of the coach for that half, like them thing them are like, if Villa sign this I see, Chelsea need to be in prison. Yeah, bro, the man deal them away. Red Skull said PSG all the way. PSG manager are gonna make three changes in first, second half. Will Bailey be available? That is what the coach said. He said he should be available for Tuesday. And then Rob Smith came and said that is the first him seeing pictures of Bailey in training and stuff. So yeah, it look like he should be available for this one. He's still listed as doubtful on here, but he was mentioned in the press conference and he said yes, Bailey should be available for Tuesday. That's the hope, at least. But yeah, I really want Bailey to reach further and Villa to reach further, but I have to be an analyst, bro. And I think that PSG just have a bit too much. Yeah, then they're gonna take advantage of Villa. And I think it's cagey in the beginning. It might even be nil all. Now I will put this little caveat in there. I think PSG will win, but I also think if Aston Villa can really, let's say they get to halftime and the game is tied up, like it's 2-love Villa or 3-1 Villa or whatever to make it tied, then I just feel like the home might get them over the line. But I feel like if this game gets late into it, when it's still, I don't know, a goal deficit and aggregate or two goals for that matter, on aggregate. I just feel like the PSG going to pick them off when Aston Villa really start to get crazy, suicidal trying to score, and maybe win by a few after that. But yeah, I'm going with PSG reluctantly. I mean, I want my baller to reach Jamaican baller to reach further, but I just feel like PSG gonna win. So I'm not going to lie to myself and lie to everybody else. I'm sorry. I think PSG gonna take it. I really do. Channel my earpiece dead. But they are listening game. Like maybe finally start keep the ball with them advantage. Jeez, I'm going across the ball so hard, man. Yeah, bro, the man fired that across. All right, so this was the first. Oh no, that's not the first leg. This is the possible. So let me show you the first leg. Inter Bayern was a mad ending. Muller equalized, crazy in front time fans. Potentially him last Champions League game in the Bayern shirt in front of his fans. Come off the bench and find the equalizer was a big moment. Only to concede thereafter on a counter by Inter. Fratesi finishing off a brilliant move. And that made it 2-1, giving the big advantage to Inter going back to the San Siro for the second leg. Um, Lautaro Martinez scoring one of my favorite goals I've seen this year. Him and Thuram just working brilliantly. One of the few teams in football in the world that play a true two-striker system. Not one being a centre forward, one being both of them could be the lone striker if that was what the coach wanted to play. Now Thuram have a lot to him game, a little more in terms of movement than Lataro. But one thing I've learned about Lataro is he's not just a poacher. Like with this two striker system, he's forced to set up plays, link up plays, drop deep, drop wide, and he does all of those things and does it pretty well. So those two versatile players, and they definitely did a number on the Bayern defense for most of the game. Harry Kane underwhelming again. It's starting to think like, is it really this guy have a curse? It's looking like he's gonna win the German league this year after losing it for the first time in a long time in Germany. And they were saying this is the Kane curse. But it looks like they're gonna take it home this year. Leverkusen not being able to close the gap after having an opportunity to a couple of weeks now. So it's pretty much down to them to get it done in this Champions League. That's really what the Bayern fans would want more than anything. And Peter Lee Vassell scores on his debut. You won't hear the end of it no. Let me see that goal there. See it there? This man I talk about Vassell with 100 million exclamation. Yeah, so the second leg gonna be interesting because I think this is like probably one of the more even matchups. I think Inter really has a much better defense than Bayern, if I'm being honest. But I feel like I wouldn't say Bayern has a much better attack, but when they're clicking, the Sanes, the Olise, the Kane, that whole link up, I think the big miss for Bayern though, and what really makes this game sad is Musiala ain't there. Like you just saw that glaring hole in their attack. Rafa Guerrero was tasked with that role, but I mean he's good, but he just can't do the things that he would do. Serge Gnabry I think would be a better candidate. You play Olise narrow, play Serge wide, play Sane wide. Olise can play right behind Kane, that's fine. He doesn't have to play off the right, he can play both. So if I was company, that's the change I would make. Start Serge wide, and play Olise behind Kane. That's what I would switch up right there, just to try to just give me a little bit more up top because I don't think Guerrero, even though his stats will say 7.0, had some good shots and thing, but I don't think that is you're gonna get the best there. If I was gonna play Guerrero, I would even play him more to the left of the three. I wouldn't play him behind Kane, right in the middle there. But Elise, as you can see, his heat map all wide, all wide. I think he can be the one drifting anywhere in these areas and making things happen. Um, But yeah, 2-1 to Inter, the second leg, all to play for in the San Siro. This is what they think they'll run out with tomorrow. Um, they're going back to what they did the last game, basically, based on this. I think company has to adjust the deck a little bit for tomorrow. A lot of these long-term injuries, big issues though. No Upamecano, no Neuer, of course, no Musiala. Not looking good. No Alphonso Davies either. So yeah, them still fighting with Canada over that. But couple of injuries for Inter as well. Dumfries maybe would have featured more than likely if he was available. But yeah, this is probably the strongest lineup for Inter in terms of the attacking lineup and the back three, I think, and the goalkeeper, of course. Chalanoglu and Barella for sure in the best midfield. Uh, you know, so where's the other baller? If him not play. So what you guys think? Inter going to take it home? Hurricane going to finally show up big? What you guys think about this second leg? It's poised, 2-1. Inter do have the lead though going into the second leg. So let me know what you guys think. If Bailey score against PSG, the hype machine will be in full effect on social media. If Bailey score against PSG, me will post it. Arteta have a curse. Trust me, that Spurs effect is real. Vassal, aka comeback kid. I think he hasn't played football in about 2 years. Yeah, man, come score a little easy goal a while ago, brother. Alright, at least he made it look easy, I should say. Hurricane have cursed that Spurs effect is real. Yeah, bro, it not looking good. See the man get through one on one, have the far post dead. Just a beg for the curler, and the man couldn't curl it, bro. It just wouldn't curl. I was like, damn, how the man not score that? So Skull say Inter. Inter, I forgot agree with your Skull. I think Inter is gonna get through this one, and I think that Barcelona versus Inter semi about to be epic. Epic, epic, epic. Because Inter have the anecdote for them with the system and the style. And Barca just going to keep coming at them, keep coming at them. But you see when time Inter connect through some pass and Turam get going from the break and them counter them, problems for Barca, brother. I tell you that, man. Barca fans, I know a lot of Barca fans thinking this is their treble year, this is their year, everything. And I agree. I think overall, Barcelona playing the best football out of everybody. But I've said this all along that I think Inter have the best defense, along with Arsenal, who people love arguing with me about it. But I think Inter and Arsenal have been the best defense in the Champions League this year. So yeah, and Inter definitely master. A lot of teams play that back three slash back five system, but Inter have mastered it. Inter played so well. They don't really give up much. But yeah, I think Inter will go through. I think the defending will stay stout. I think they have the know-how as well. This manager, has managed them to the Champions League final in recent history. A lot of the core of the team has been around. So yeah, I feel like they'll get through based on the experience. I think company probably overmatched in terms of managerial experience, in these type of moments as well. And yeah, when you even look at the Bayern team, besides Goretzka, Kimmich, Leroy Sané, everybody else that's out there pretty much is the newer version of Bayern, where maybe they haven't, won Champions Leagues as much as those in the past. So yeah, I think they'll be lacking some of that leadership. No Neuer on the pitch. They have the likes of Mola, but he's just in a bench role at this point of his career. So, yeah, I think the pedigree, the home field advantage, yeah, all of that, recent history as well. I'm gonna have to go for Inter. Obviously, can't rule out Bayern. They have Kane, they have some great players, but I just think Inter as a team, as a unit, a bit better put together, and I think for that reason and the experience they'll get through this one. So the last one, people, is the biggest one to me at least, and that's the 3-0 aggregate scoreline from the first leg. this was just a reminder of how that game went right there. Vinny, quiet. Mbappe probably the most likely to score from their end, but he wasn't able to get a goal in the end. And nobody was for Madrid for that matter. And that's 3-0 to Mbappe now. Garden with two. Yeah, Kamavinga got the red, still had some good stats. Thought he did some decent things. Bellingham I thought was dangerous. Rodrigo was kind of quiet as well. Valverde was decent. Alaba, surprisingly, played well, I thought. I thought this is so correct. Thought the centre backs for Madrid went missing. I think Rudiger, you could tell he had a big bandage on his leg. He didn't look like he was running as well as normal. But I just feel like they just can't envision not having him out there, especially with Asensio being the only other centre back that's really fit right now that's playing. Rudiger would have to be there to kind of bring him along. Courtois, don't know how the man only gets 7.2. That should have been like 9.2. The man was making some wicked saves. But yeah, Arsenal kept the clean sheet. I thought the fullbacks were excellent. Timber and Skelly. I thought Kivior and Saliba solid. Rice with the two free kicks and in open play was a beast. I thought Marino did a really good job, keeping possession when he dropped deeper. Obviously, scoring a crucial goal to give us that, insurance goal to make it 3-0. I think that's going to make a huge difference in this leg, having that third goal as opposed to the 2-0. I thought Martinelli, was really good, positive, putting a lot of work on that wing as well, helping out Skelly. Odegaard pressed like crazy, won us the ball back, retained the ball well, need more decisiveness, incisiveness, but that's okay. The work rate I'll take. Partey I thought was a beast. I think he deserved more than a 6.9 in that game. But yeah, that was the first leg, people. That's history. The next leg is what's going to really matter. So this is what they say possibly is going to be the lineups. Let me see if I agree with them. Based on who is fit, I can't disagree. I think Alaba was rested on the weekend. He'll probably come back, bring his experience back as well. This thing really didn't work in the last leg though, where it was really a 4-4-2 with Bellingham and Rodrigo one side, but they didn't really have the width. Vinicius Jr. would supply the width there, but then Bellingham was too wide to really support when he went wide. So I don't know if the balance was completely right playing them this way. I think it might make more sense to just play like a 4-2-3-1, and that way you get Bellingham more central, can maybe influence the game a bit more. But let's see if he stays with this tactic of the 4-4-2 tomorrow. It could help that Kamavinga is being replaced by Chouameni. Maybe that frees up Madrid a bit more. Who knows how that plays out tomorrow? But yeah, I feel like I don't know if this really worked for Carlo Ancelotti in the first game. Um, there were stretches when they did get chances, but I thought that most of what Madrid did was on the back of us making some kind of mistake. They didn't really create much of their own doing, and I think that would be a bit of an eye opener for me if I was the coach of Madrid. So I don't know if I would go back to the same system that he played in the first game. If I'm Arsenal, I'm not changing much to be honest. Maybe what I might change, they're saying Partey is doubtful. No, bro. No, bro. No, bro. Mm-mm. 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 Yo, this was 2 days ago. It says major doubt. Yo, these are people that are speculate. 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, one day ago. All right, we need to put in the date, people. April, what today? 14? Might as well put 15, because I reach 15 certain part of the world. Let me take out that word there. Yo, people, my head start hurt me instantly. Arsenal star ruled out of Real Madrid second leg. Me bum be judge. Okay, okay. While one more star. Yo, the man them know for make it click on that thing, brother. The thing say, yo, I'm frightened. The thing say Thomas Partey and Jorginho were both forced off. So them know, say, I want to know if Partey can play now. So the man them start talk about Partey. Then them talk about Jorginho. Suffered a blow to the chest. Then it's according to the mirror, Jorginho will definitely not feature. Yo, jeez. All right, cool. So it's a if him pass fit, which reports suggest to be likely. Partey will start. So that's good. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. So we got some mixed news about Partey's fitness, people. We're gonna work with the glass half full approach because yeah, that's how we are gonna work with it because I'm not really depend on it. You think we should give Partey another contract, people? Let me know. Facts. Big facts. No, he's there. He's there. Give your guy better don't do enough. Danny will play instead of Madrid. I wouldn't mind that still. Feel like somebody's head always attack him, man. Probably want to overproof something and probably foul somebody and get red card. Yeah, man, I know I'm Madrid, man. Your coach said Partey may not play. My coach full of science, man. But it don't make a difference. We say I get four love no matter what. Yeah, man, I feel say I mind games too, brother. He might play. Partey is there. Skull there the hotel, So if Skull says so Allah, Partey should be good. Yeah, I think so too. Kali is also back. Really? Well, Kali can go and build. I'm gonna take off Skelly right now, brother. Skelly, me say. They make you start fret. Yeah, bro, the way the wording stay like them want you click on it and fret. Say the man did it. No, his wages is high. Okay, okay, okay. So Red Scholar spend the money himself, The man say the wage too high. We say you want to save the wage for the striker where I get. Alright, I'm over still. Killian might not play possibly from the no, I have none to do it. Can remember, Kamavinga get red card against we and play the entire game in La Liga. So the two league them the red card them don't switch over. So Kylian Mbappe red card in La Liga now go have nothing to do with that game. Yeah. That would be nice though, Jack Irons. It would be very nice, but no. Mbappe will be out there. But Saliba deal him the right way. So yo, prediction, people. Because it's Arsenal, I may watch Arsenal so long, it won't be just nil all, we win 3 no, that ain't happening. So I think it gets kind of sticky, but in the end, we end up lose this game, but we win the game on aggregate. I think them might even get to two love at one point. But we're gonna find a way to get a one goal and then go back up by 2 goals in the tie and lose the game 2-1 but win the tie 4-2. That's my prediction. I predict I lose in the game. So we're gonna lose the war but win the battle. Yeah. So no, we're gonna lose the battle but win the war. Yeah, because the war the whole thing. And you have battles inside of the war. So we're gonna lose the battle, but we're gonna win the war same way. And move on to the semi-finals against Paris Saint-Germain. So Barcelona Inter, Arsenal PSG. That's my predictions for the semis, people. Let me know if you guys have the same semi-finalists in the comment section. Anybody who watching the show didn't watch it live, let me know in the comment section who you put in as your semi-finalists for the Champions League this season. Yeah, man, different competition, man. 2-1 Arsenal or 1-1. Yeah, I'm going for the Red Skull. Don't kill me. I'm going for the 2-1 loss Arsenal. I just feel like Arsenal is not going to make me just relax and watch this game. I'm going to cuss and fret. And yeah, they might even get close to tying it up. But in the end, we get a goal, which proves to be enough and just kind of break Madrid spirit. And yeah, 2-1, we'll see it out in the end. 2-1 loss. DJ Gigs are dead with laugh. I don't know why you're dead with laughing, bro. So yeah, Barcelona, Inter, PSG, Arsenal. That's my final four for the Champions League this season. That's what I'm predicting, people. Don't know if I'll be right, but we'll find out by Wednesday. All right. Now there are some other competitions that people might care about as well. Some of you might be fans of some teams in these competitions, so I won't go as in detail, but we'll just take a look real quick at the Europa, what happened in the first leg. So Bodo Glimt got the result at home. They've been very good at home in the Europa League, beating Lazio 2-0. I think conversely, Lazio is decent at home as well, but I just don't see this Lazio team having that firepower. But strange things always happen in second legs in these Italian stadiums. So I think some more strangeness will go on. So I think this game will end up playing extra time. This Lazio game. I think Lazio wins the game 3-1 to tie up the score. And then in extra time, Lazio find the win. So Lazio I have moving on. Bodo Glimt, very good season in the league, but I think it stops against Lazio in this second leg. But it's going to take forever. Extra time, I say, but Lazio will get it done. Next one, Athletic Club and Rangers. This one ended 0-0. Rangers able to see out a 0-0 in the first leg. We have a potential Unity Cup baller in this one. if what the coach saying is true and guys can just play regardless of what their status is. Dejan Sterling played a lot of this game going up against Nico Williams and held his own for sure. One that really has quieted in terms of Reggae Boys players over the past, when last you really hear anybody talk about him? It's been a while, right? So yeah, Dejan Sterling, he had to come off late, even before the game done, right before it done really, but they didn't have any more subs. But he played well in that first leg, taking on Nico Williams for most of the night, doing his thing. Athletic did have a penalty that was saved on the day. Not badly taken either. But yeah, it was a good save by the keeper. And the second leg will be back in the Basque Country. For that reason, I'm going to go with Athletic Club to take it home at home. I think there'll just be a little bit too much for Rangers in that stadium on that night. Yes, I'm going to go with Athletic Club to take that one. I'll say 2-0, 2-0 Athletic Club on the night over Rangers. All right. The next fixture that I'll talk about is Lyon and Manchester United. So actually, no, let's do the Frankfurt Tottenham one first. So Frankfurt and Tottenham, that one ended 1-1. That was in England. So there we'll be going to Germany for this one. People, we don't need to take that much time. Tottenham has tried to put their eggs all in this basket, but I don't even know if them have any eggs to put in any basket right now. Yeah, I believe that Frankfurt will get the job done. I think that Ekitike will do his thing. Um, yeah, I think he'll continue to keep his form going, and I think Frankfurt is an outside shot for this competition actually, based on how their team is playing right now. But we'll see if they can get past this Tottenham team. If they can't, then that's a crazy take I just made because they should be beating Tottenham right now, based on how they're playing. This one will be Thursday. All these matches will be the same time, so definitely find some devices to try watch all of them because I think some of them will be really good. I think this one will be good, and I also think Old Trafford will be rocking Thursday night. It's really the only thing left to salvage this season right now. So they'll want to get this one done. I think Lacazette will talk to his team and say, listen, guys, I spent a lot of time at Arsenal and I don't like these guys. So let's do this. Don't know if Lacazette's speech will work. But yeah, I will have to say that both of these teams are super inconsistent when you're talking about Leon and Manu. They both have talent, but I just feel like Leon's game changers, there might be like more than one, where for me, well, Garnacho can be that sometimes, but he's so inconsistent, you never know. Bruno is really the one you can rely on. I think, Leon have a few, Shirky's on fire of late. Lacazette still does his thing as well. He's more of a substitute in this part of the season, to be honest, from what I've seen. But Leon, the likes of Thiago Almada, who has come over, also, as I said before, Shirky, they just have some talented players out there, and I just feel like they have a little bit more than United. A lot of people saying they think that they'll be able to turn it over, but I don't know, man. I think this Leon team, if they show up and do what they're supposed to do, even though it's at Old Trafford, because I think, to be honest, Old Trafford right now ain't Old Trafford, because the minute Leon do anything good in this game, if they score a goal, what's the coach gonna do with the goalkeeping? Is he gonna play Iron there again? Bayern there again, who just had a nightmare in the league, or is he gonna go back to Onana, who was talking a bunch of crap and then play like crap? Like, I don't know. What you think? What would you do as a coach? Would you play Tom Heaton? Like, would you just say, yo, you know what? Neither one will not play. Tom Heaton, run out. Like, what would you do if you were Man U coach? Who you starting? Yeah, man. I got there Wednesday, man. There, man. I got there Wednesday to talk about it and cuss, and hopefully we're not cuss, but I got there. Party to get another contract, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards contract too, to be honest. But Skull make a good point about the wages. If him can't say, yo, we are work with a project, brother. If you want to win, you have to make a sacrifice, brother. You can't want to get the 250 G's right now. Go back to the 130, the 140, and just build. Nico should play on the right this time. Okay, put Nico on the right. Interesting. 2-1 Bilbao. Yeah, me say 2-0 still. I don't think Rangers even have a score. When you say the basket turnover and the eggs, yeah, bro, the eggs what them did have, them crack. Them crack. Liana school them. Yeah, I believe so too, bro. I believe so too. I think Man U it's going to be a competitive game. Like Leon is not gonna bag them up 3 or something like that. But I mean, Leon going to win though. Because I'm telling you that fan base, them just have wait for boo. Anything if Leon ever score first, my youth, my gosh. And honestly, in the comment section, what would you do if you're Amarim? Who just write down the keeper you start? Because you can't make a transfer. So you have Onana, you have Bayern there, and you have Tom Heaton. Which one of the keeper them you play? Okay, so Red Skull feel him gonna play. Alright, but now I ask what the feel him gonna do. If you are the coach, who you start? Joseph Brown said, I would start Onana. It's his make or break. If he shits the bed in a game, he out of here next season. Well, I think so too, Joseph Brown. At the end of the day, when the season start, the middle of the season, every time of the season, Onana was your first choice. So now that you have your biggest game of the season to play, make the man get him get you in the 2-all mess, make him get you out of it too. So me see it to Joseph Brown, sink or swim. Because I think Bayern there is in your future anyway. So we're really gonna learn if Bayern there play the game and not play good. You're not gonna learn nothing. You just gonna know he know already. Say he's just there right now because he's there. It's not like he's the future for you guys. And I think you probably still want to find out is Onana the future. Some Man U fans would say, no, they're done. It's enough. I can't say no more. I don't even need to. Him can't convince me. But maybe the coach thinking differently and him can still see the skill set we have could have worked, if him just cut down on the mistake then. You know? which is a big if because I make a lot. But yeah, I would play Onana, bro. If it was my team, I would play Onana again. But yeah, people, all I know in the conference league is that Chelsea gonna win. That's all I know. Chelsea gonna win, people. They're gonna win this tie, this leg. I don't know if Chelsea gonna win the whole thing, but they're gonna win. I think Betis. Yeah, it will come down to the teams with some pedigree. Betis, Fiorentina, you know. But what's a good question? How the semi-final would I go? How the semi-final would I go into the next one too? So it just said to be determined, or that means okay, so the Fiorentina one. Okay, so Betis and Fiorentina and Chelsea, and of course Chelsea would have get them two, brother. Rapid and Garden. Wow. So wait, how the Europa one stay? So who play who? So the winner of Athletic Bilbao play. Alright, so that would have nice still. If Manu can get through and Athletic get through, Nico come finish Manu, then forward Arsenal for next season. That would be nice. Get a taste of how to beat Manu at Old Trafford, but Manu won't see that next round, people. I'm going for Leon. I'm sorry. So I'm going for both English teams to get knocked out. Like how the coefficient set per 5 now, everybody can drop out now. Yeah, I think Man U have a better chance than Tottenham. 'Cause I really think Frankfurt going to win, bro. Sorry, I don't Tottenham. If them turn up, I would just have to clap them and say well done. 'Cause I don't see it coming, none at all. But yeah, all right. So now that I say the conference, so I'm gonna say Rapid versus Chelsea and Fiorentina versus Real Betis in the conference, and then Europa. I'm thinking the semi-final is going to be Lazio and Frankfurt and Athletic and Lyon. So that is my picks for all the fours. Yeah. Onana offers so much more if he keeps his head. His passing is elite for a keeper. Facts. Yo, I don't know why they don't utilize Onana with the direct pass them. Like that the man used to live on an Inter and Ajax, bro. At Man United, I can't remember one time him did that. Or not enough times. Him always a roll out the ball and pass out the ball. He never play them driving past there again. But people, that is it. We got through the entire program. We got to talk about the bonus, the Champions League in a bit more detail. Of course, the Europe and the conference as well. And yeah, we revealed the champ of the week. Congrats again, Mass Sports World Donkey of the Week, one and only Duke. Sorry, it's like a year title that for the season, brother. We're going to tell you what donkey for the season. Right, I know Duke a lead. You see me? So hopefully him not get that. I forgot find a next proper thing for the reveal for the donkey of the season. Yeah man, I'll go on to the research for that. Also went through all the games in week 32. Big win for Man City. Big win at the end of the game, championship style by Liverpool. Everybody else up there fell off. Arsenal drew. Forest lost. Um, Newcastle won. That was one of the few teams. Villa won. That was another team. Chelsea drew with Ipswich. A lot of these teams that wanted to make a statement just couldn't do it. Big winners this week. To a smaller extent, Bournemouth, outside chance still. But big winners really would have been Villa, Manchester City, for sure. Definitely learning that it's a top five now, getting 3 points to coincide with that news, while all your rivals around you don't get anything. Yeah, that's not good. Xerxes not bad, but got hurt yesterday. Yeah, he's been stepping up lately for sure. But yeah, terrible news for them. He won't be around, and I don't think Hoyland is better than him or as good. They limit him from doing what he is good at. Might be the reason he having so much mistakes. I guess maybe maybe I don't know. I think the big issue with Onana is like is one thing if you just make mistakes, I kick out the ball and clear the ball, but this man is an equal opportunity mistake man. Like this man will drop the ball, parry the ball bad. Like him any kind of mistake, him do all of them. Foot mistake, hand mistake, goal saving, like shot stopping, every mistake. The man there, every mistake the man draw for. Like Ramsdale used to always make mistakes with his feet. Like Ederson is almost predominantly makes mistakes with his with his handling and stuff like that. Like keepers who make mistakes usually have a thing that they make a mistake on. But if you were to pull up on other mistakes, it's everything: foot, hand, decision off the line, all kind of different things. It's not a good look. But yeah, people, we're not gonna run them out forever, people. At them time they know I get little rest. Tomorrow, Champions League. I won't be on YouTube, but definitely will be tuning in. Obviously away from YouTube. So when we forward Wednesday, we'll obviously have the reaction to the games the day before. And I'll be on early enough to do a nice preview leading into the Arsenal Real Madrid second leg from the Bernabeu. We didn't get a chance to stream the first leg last week. Last week we did the Wednesday game and we did the Villa game. This week now we get to do the Gunners themselves. Jason Gooner, you know the channel, so you know why we're going to be here for that. So all you fellow Gooners, all you haters as well, make sure to turn up because enough of us say we'll get turnover even from 3-love and still say we're going to lose. So make sure the day Wednesday, because I will be here regardless of what happens. I will be here. So we'll see if it's a stream where me there a ball or me there a smile. So people, until we see you Wednesday, big up on yourselves. I doubt you'll see me again before Wednesday, but if you do, people, just know me I put in a lot of work because I'm kind of busy tomorrow. But yeah, if you don't see me tomorrow, then you know, say, yo, this guy dedicated. But more than likely still Wednesday afternoon when you see me again. All right, people, big up on yourself. Might have some collabs working on as well, so stay tuned. You might see me make some guest appearance on some show. So big up on yourself and stay tuned to anything you see. Anything that I have, I will try to put in the community tab, put it up early enough you guys can support it. But thanks to all of you who tuned in tonight. Once again, I am Jason Gooner. This is Gooner TV. And at the end of these, we usually say this, and we're going to say it tonight for sure. Come on, you Gooners!